Hello, Morris class. Welcome to your Friday history lesson. Today is the 29th of January 2021. This is our muted me again. This is our lesson number 16, and we are going to be learning about someone called Caroline Herschel today. So in our previous lesson, we learnt about William Herschel. So can you think how these two might be related? Well done. Caroline Herschel is the sister of William Herschel. So get ready, sit tight, and enjoy this history lesson. Okay, I have to make myself a bit smaller. Sorry, you can't see much of me, but you can see all of the writing. So Caroline Herschel was born on March 16th, 1750, so a very long time ago. She trained as a singer in Germany. She then moved to England with her brother in 1772 to keep house, which means just to look after, do the housework, keep things tidy, do the cooking and stuff for William, and perform as a singer in his concerts. So remember, William was also a musician. He used to write music for orchestras. So Caroline used to perform with her beautiful singing voice in his concerts. As a child, Caroline suffered from smallpox and typhus at the age of 10, leaving her scarred and her growth stunted. She never grew taller than 4 foot and 3 inches, which is quite small for an grown adult. Neglected by her parents, she didn't learn to read and write until her move to England in 1772 when William, her older brother, tutored her. So she didn't go to school. She wasn't sort of privileged enough to go to school. Her parents sort of neglected her. They focused more on William and they got him tutors and they wanted him to sort of, lead a path of music. Well, then he moved into science, of course. So they didn't really bother too much about Caroline. And she only began to sort of read and write when her brother tutored her, when her brother taught her when she was an adult. So it was very kind of her brother. Caroline became a strong mathematician and began to assist her brother with his astronomical work. She would record his observations, which means when William was standing at the top of the ladder and looking through his telescope in his garden, and he would say, "Oh, I've seen this and this," then she would record it, she would write it down and keep notes like a journal for him. Okay. She would record his observations of the night sky and work out complex mathematical calculations with his data. William and Caroline compiled, which means put together, 2,500 new nebulae and star clusters into a list. So a nebula is a collection of dust and rock in the sky, which looks basically like a star. It's like broken pieces of stars. And a cluster is those kind of little stars, dusts, and made out of hydrogen and different gases all together, which is a cluster means like quite close together. Okay, so this list was eventually enlarged, which means it was made into a bigger scale, and renamed the New General Catalogue, which NGC stands for. So NGC stands for the New General Catalogue, which is a list of all of the nebulae and clusters and star clusters that William and Caroline found. Okay, many non-stellar objects are identified by the NGC number. For example, here we have NGC 2360. So Caroline is responsible for discovering and documenting many comets and nebula. On February 26, 1783, Caroline discovered an open cluster known today as NGC 2360. And when it says open cluster, what that means is the cluster is not so close together. Can you see that there are a few sort of particles, or I could say sort of stars, that are slightly bigger than the other dots? Can you see that some dots are a bit bigger? So that is the cluster, but it's an open cluster. So they're not right next to each other. They're kind of sort of dispersed far away. Okay, Caroline went on to discover 14 nebulae, including NGC 205, which is this here, and the companion to the Andromeda galaxy, which is down here. On August 1st, 1786, Caroline identified an object travelling slowly through the night sky. She observed it again and the next night and immediately alerted other astronomers by mail to announce her discovery. She had become the first woman to discover a comet. So comet is like a bit like something like a shooting star, something moving across the sky at a fast speed. Okay, in 1787, King George III, who was the same King George who actually appointed William as his personal astronomer. So King George III officially employed Caroline as William's assistant, providing her with a modest salary, which means like a good salary, and making her the first woman paid for scientific services. So do remember that in the 17th, 16th, 17th, and 18th century, and even sort of some parts of the 19th century, women did not work. They stayed at home. They were considered as, the home carers. They took care of the house. They raised children, and men were seen as the breadwinners who would go out and work. Obviously, it's much different now, but this is we're talking about in the past, in the 16th, 17th, 18th, and some parts of the 19th century, early 19th century. Okay, but she was the first woman to be paid for scientific services because she was an asset. She was so clever and so important, and she was so passionate about learning about the sky, which is very, very unique for a woman, especially a woman, and in the 17th century. So hats off to Caroline Herschel. Okay, following William's death in 1822, Caroline returned home to Germany and continued to work on their catalogue of nebulae, which is the NGC. She was the first female astronomer to earn a salary and became an honorary member of the Royal Astronomical Society. And here is a logo of the Royal Astronomical Society, and it says 1820 on the logo. Can you remember what this picture is? What is this picture of? Can you remember from our lesson, our yesterday history lesson? Well done. It's a telescope that William created and made in his garden. Wow. Okay. In 1828, the Royal Astronomical Society awarded Caroline the gold medal of the society. And here is just the front of the gold medal, where the head side is, and the tails is again William Herschel's very, very famous telescope. Okay, Caroline Herschel passed away on January 9th, 1848. The inscription, which means just the writing on her tombstone, reads, "The eyes of her who is glorified here below turned to the starry heavens." Okay, Morris class, I hope you have enjoyed learning about Caroline Herschel. I'm now going to explain your task to you. You are going to pretend to be a reporter or a YouTuber. You need to gather information about Caroline Herschel that we have just gone through in this lesson, and then you're going to record yourself summarizing Caroline Herschel's life. So just a bit like when we create a timeline and you have important key events that happen in a person's life, you are just going to be saying that, pretending that you have your own YouTube show. Okay, so I'm going to model what a waggle, so what a good one looks like. Okie dokie. So I would have my notes in front of me so that I would start like this. Getting ready. I'm ready for the camera, sir. Thank you. Right. Right. Get ready. Hair, clothes done. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my news report or YouTube channel. My name is Miss Baig, and I am going to be doing a quick report on Caroline Herschel's life. Caroline Herschel was born on March 16th, 1750. She trained as a singer in Germany, but then she moved to England in 1772 to keep house for her brother William and perform in his concerts. Caroline's growth was stunted. She never grew taller than 4 foot and 3 inches. She was neglected by her parents. She didn't learn to read or write until 1772, when her brother tutored her and taught her how to read and write. She became a very strong mathematician, and she used to assist her brother William in all of his astronomical work. Okay, and then that's how you would record your video. And at the end, then you would say, thank you very much for tuning into my report, and I will see you in the next video. Or you can do your outro however you like. So we're going to swap places today. You're going to be me, and I'm going to be you, and I'm going to watch all of your videos and tapestry and see what I can learn about Caroline Herschel. Thank you so much for watching, Morris class. We have come to the end. I cannot wait for you to complete your videos. I'm really looking forward to see everybody's. I'm sure we're going to have some really good actors on camera. And have a great weekend. Stay safe and keep smiling. And I will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.